Yo guys, what's poppin'? It's Becca.
It's Bronte, guys. What is up?
What is up?
Ready for this one.
What is up is that this is part 3 and we're talking about how a narcissist changes you.
Oh my god. I went, for the lack of the better word, shit crazy. And I'm putting that in there because I gotta emphasize that. There are no words.
You lost it.
I lost it. So, and we try not to curse too much in this, but I think that was very necessary. So, sorry for all the listeners who don't respect the cursing.
Beep! Oh wait, that was a little too late, my bad.
But yeah, so, okay, it's just like getting into it.
We'll get right into it. I think the number one thing for me is pretty much the reason why we started the podcast is I felt like I didn't have a voice. Now I have a voice.
Yeah.
So make sure you listen to my voice.
Yeah. Wow. Like I really
just jumped into the main one.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get right to it. Like they really made me think that my voice didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
the reality, it didn't to them.
It didn't. That's the whole truth behind it. They didn't care. It was their way or the highway.
We're just laughing because we're just losing it.
Yeah.
But
it was their way or the highway. It is. Like, whenever you went to them, or, like, I'm not trying to put them all in the same basket, but, whatever, I am. But, like, you're like, okay, like, for example, I didn't really appreciate how, what you said to me at, like, the party or whatever. Like, I thought it was rude. Can we talk about it? And they would turn it around and be like, I mean, it really doesn't matter. You're overthinking it. Like, why are you even bringing this up?
Overthinking it.
That's how it'd be all the time. Or, like, oh, you misunderstood it. Or, oh, you need to reevaluate, like, how you take things.
Isn't that called gaslighting?
Haven't
you ever heard of that?
Yeah, like, but isn't that more so, like... No, yeah, I think, yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just...
No, I gotta Google that. It's like, when you've heard a term and you're like, wait, you're trying to explain it, but it's right in your head, That's
too much schooling lately.
Yeah, psychological manipulation in which a person or a group slowly feeds doubt in a targeted individual. Yeah, gaslighting.
Okay. Gaslighting.
So, yeah, a lot of that. So it felt like we had no voice.
Yeah.
Ever. So what was the point in speaking up? Because we would get in quote-unquote trouble by them. Or they would get annoyed.
Crazy.
Or get crazy.
Yeah.
And then we would get so angry because our voice wasn't heard.
And then that would start fights, and then they would be like, oh my gosh, you always want to pick fights, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's true.
I think with me, another one is, I was always told I was the narcissist when I started standing. I'm like, you're a narcissist. Apparently that don't go too well. Then you're called a narcissist. And then you start thinking, well, am I a narcissist? Then you have to like go back and see if you have the signs and symptoms. And then I have to ask my friends, I'm like, am I a narcissist? They're like, no.
Because guys, if you can Google like signs of a narcissist, and I think it's like there's 13, someone can correct me on this. I think there was 13 things on a list, right? And you had to hit 5 of them to be a narcissist. And like every single one, I'm like, no, I'm not any of these. I don't think so, but am I? Because my partner is saying I am, so I must be one. Like their opinion is the ultimate opinion. Like, no, guys.
And you respect their opinion. You don't even know why.
Because you love them, but you're like, wait a minute, I'm not a narcissist.
But yeah.
If they
Sometimes I'm still, like, I'm like, am I a narcissist?
If they told me I was a penguin during my brainwash days, I would probably believe them. But, like, Googling, am I a penguin? Like, it was just stupid, guys. Like, but, I mean, we're here to say you're not alone if you are acting crazy.
You're not alone. When you're acting crazy because it's your body's way of saying, like, okay, like, we've had enough, like, wake up, leave the relationship.
It's like your body's way of shaking you, like, wake up, come on, like, get out of this cycle.
So, did he also tell you were sensitive?
Yep. I was way too sensitive. And I was. That's what made me me.
And, let me just ask you another question. So, yes to that question. Was he very sensitive?
Yes. He was.
Oh, same with me. It's so crazy. Every time I talk to somebody, I don't really talk about now because I'm just like, whatever. But like, back in the day, like when I left him, like I just found out like everyone that's dated a narcissist, it's usually the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, things are different, whatever. Not every person's the same exact thing, but, like, I didn't know that about your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And mine was the same way.
Both of them.
They think that people are very sensitive, but themselves, they try to act so tough, and they're the most sensitive. They're like a teddy
blocked
bear.
off. Yeah, they really are, and I feel like they don't understand their own feelings. Either they're too afraid to, or they just didn't take the time to, or they're just so dark within themselves and they just deflect a lot of the time. But I do believe that they are good people inside if they just work through their feelings and handle situations differently and how to handle people.
Yeah, but that thing, it takes years and it takes hard work.
It does.
And most people don't change.
No, they don't. It takes a long time for them to change.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, like, I noticed, like, too, like, I would ditch my friends a lot of the time, or he just didn't want to hang out with my friends, so he made me think, like, Would
he hang out with his, but he wouldn't hang out with yours?
Yep, exactly.
Girl, what?
Exactly. And then I started turning on my family because he made me think, like, my family was, like, manipulative and controlling and, like, only wanted me to work all the time. So I turned against them a lot of the time, which wasn't right.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a mess. Like, such a mess.
Such a mess.
I cried a lot. I cried a great deal. Because going back to your sensitive comment, like, that's what made me me, like, back in the day. Mm-hmm. I was shy and
You were
sensitive.
shy. We didn't even talk in high school.
We didn't even talk. Like, I was shy, sensitive, and just quiet, but that's what made a goofball, and that's what made me me. I was over hypersensitive about how I felt, and then, like, how other people perceived me and other people's feelings. But then, like, him telling me that, like, you're too sensitive, you need to stop, people think it's annoying. Like, it got into my head,
that
so then I became more closed off, especially, and there was residual damage in the healing process, and I think that's how it affected me.
That's why you don't be opening up.
I don't trust people. Like, I mean, my second, this is a lot of information, but my second narcissist that I dated, like, made me, like, think that, like, I was an alcoholic.
What?
Yep. He's like, oh, like, alcoholism, like, runs in your family, right? Like, so you must be one as well. Like, it was
Lord.
So it was like, so I get over that guy, and it was a couple years. I finally meet another guy, and he's a narcissist too. And then it's like the same exact thing.
See, that's my biggest fear is, like, so you dated a narcissist that kind of, like, you have trauma, whatever, healed, and then you dated another one.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear is, like, I've dated one, loved one, was obsessed with one, had a son with one, so you guys know who I'm talking about, so whatever. And then I don't want to get in another relationship and be like, not see that I'm in one.
But you will. I promise you will. Because
I think now I will, but back in the day I wasn't.
Back in the day, absolutely not. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But now you will, and I think that's what made me get over it a lot faster, because I know how to heal from one.
Yeah.
But still, there's damage, because it's like he took something that was so private of mine and, like, made it known and turned it on me. That was very, very hard. So, like, I do feel like I'm open in some ways. Like, Becca knows me, guys, but...
it was hard, like, when we first started friends, like, I didn't know what I could and couldn't talk about with you, but now, whatever, we just talk, but, like, it was weird.
Yeah, and a lot of people
we've shared that
like,
on another podcast, too, but...
Yeah, we have. And I think it's just, like, people are surprised because I don't put my stuff out there until it's, like, a one-on-one thing. It's not like I'm afraid to, I'm just a little apprehensive because, like, how people can act.
They're ignorant.
Especially, I think, more so in, like, dating rather than friends.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. So I think, like, that's really big for me. And I feel like I come off, like, maybe closed off in relationships. Like, I was, back up. I was in a relationship for about, like, 3.5 years to an amazing guy. We broke up in May. But there was still a lot of residual damage, and I think it'll never leave me. Like, I don't think. Like, I think I'll always be a little bit closed off.
Oh, okay. For future.
For future.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you shouldn't just, I feel like I'm the opposite. Not that I, like, tell everyone everything, but I do trust people more than I should.
I don't know. Like, I can see where, but, like, maybe...
And I don't trust anybody with my son, but...
Yeah. Maybe more so in relationships, maybe? Not friendships. Like, openness. Do you think you would be different?
Oh, yeah. Because I start talking to guys, and they're like, oh, let me take you out, and I'm just like, delete, block.
I feel like we would be difficult for the right reasons. Like, like, if they're like, why do I feel like it's hard to get to know you? And I'm like, it's for a very good reason.
Yeah,
Like,
because
why?
what we have to offer is great.
Yeah. Put that on a shirt. Like, put it on a shirt. Please. And I actually, like, think back to this, when my recent ex and I broke up, he always said that I always talk about my exes a lot, which when I look back, I do. But I think that just goes to show that the residual damage was so great for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was very hard on me. Even though people are like, Bronte, like, you're so strong and, like, you know, like, you get through things, you meet your goals. I'm like, yeah, but just because I don't post it on Facebook or everywhere or talk about it all the time doesn't mean it wasn't hard. Like,
yeah,
there's so much damage that I had to get through. But I'm through it now. But it's just like
it
you
still
said.
pops up a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Like memories.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's
I
just
think
like
memories hurt sometimes.
It does.
And that's not just relationship, like even friendships or, you know, like Willie's growing up.
Yeah.
Memories hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They're great, but it does hurt. It's like, oh, I missed that time.
Yeah, we were walking around last weekend. I went on a little trip for my dad's birthday, and we were just walking in this town, and we were in a store, and this guy had the same cologne as my ex did.
Yo,
and
that's the worst.
I'm like, oof. Like, but it was more so like a memory of not like, oh, he's horrible to me, or he was horrible to me, but it was like more so like, ugh, but I'm through it now.
You know, I know this is not about actually it is about changing. Is, you know, you're over somebody when you can have pain, but it's more of a beautiful pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not like that takes your breath away, stabs you in the heart, and you have
tears
to
form
feel
in your eyes,
and your throat feels like it's closing,
exactly,
like constricting. It's more of like, oh, it hurts, but it's beautiful, and you're so strong now.
Yeah, like,
I just wanted to
sometimes
say that.
Yeah, sometimes I like I think not to get too off topic, I think like this pandemic has made me realize I am more of an introvert than I realized I was. Like, I love my alone time, and I think it's necessary for healing as well. But sometimes, you know, if you don't know me, I love like sitting at coffee shops and just taking a moment for myself. But sometimes I like look up and I'm like reflecting on how far I've come, and like those moments where I was so crippled I couldn't get up, I was crying, I couldn't breathe because of that one person that I loved that treated me like that.
Yeah.
And like the emotional damage, like when you couldn't breathe in the car when we were driving, we were going to an exam or clinicals or something. I'm like, Becca, we gotta get it together. Like, this is not like what I'm talking about right now. Like,
and it always happens at the worst moments.
Crying in the middle of class, like leaving, couldn't breathe in the restroom, like sort of thing. Like, it comes, like you're triggered.
And the thing is, you can't help it.
You can't help it. But in that moment, in my triggered moments, and I was getting over it, I'm too sensitive. I'm too, like, whatever. But, like, these are my emotions. This is my part of my healing.
Yeah.
But, like, I look up and I'm just like, God, I am proud of how far I've come. I hate the pain that I went through, but it was for a reason. Like, too. And I think now I understand that right now.
Yeah, when you're going through it and you don't see the light, it's pretty painful.
It really is there.
You know, and I'm a pretty tough person, and
you are.
I don't know how I went through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and having a son with somebody, you know, just trying to co-parent and, you know, set boundaries. That's a whole different,
a whole different thing, because you have a whole son with him, and he's only 4, and you got to deal with it until...
Yeah.
Pretty much. Not even past 18. Like,
I mean, I gotta see it.
Yeah, we gotta see that. Like, I mean, 18 is like, okay, they can fend for themselves, but... It's still...
And I just want, like I've said in the last 2 things, I just want to make sure we're very clear, this is not to bash him or bash your exes.
It's
you know, what they did was wrong, and it is abuse, and we do deserve better than them. And like I said, I've already told this to my ex-boyfriend. This is nothing new. He has not heard this. I will send him the link right now.
I've said it too, like, if
you know what I mean? So, this is nothing new, you know, if you guys think that he hasn't heard this, or you're out there and you know him and you're going to send it.
Whatever.
Please do, because I'll send him the link. I'm not afraid of him anymore.
Do you know those things on, like, okay, you know what, side note, you know those things on Snapchat, if you guys follow those random stories and they put X's in front of each other? you know, it was
Yeah.
like weekly or something. They put like exes. They told their little story on like why they've broken up and how long, and then they asked each other certain questions. And it was like open and honest.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want something like that. But like you said, people send my exes the link. Who gives a crap? They follow me on social media.
They just gonna say I'm crazy and I'm the narcissist. That's what they gonna say.
So it doesn't matter. Like literally, they all think I'm crazy. Like it's just whatever. You just get over that. Just put crazy in my bio. But it's like I would tell them, you know what you did to me? Like you made me feel I was not worthy, oversensitive.
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
Karma is a bitch. But honestly,
karma's a bitch.
I
don't know how many times I can keep saying that. Keep going.
I would probably have a full-blown normal conversation with them.
Karma's a bitch.
I would probably, you know what? The conversation would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Because I could probably sit there. I could probably joke with them. I'm like, you do know you're, like, you should work on yourself. Right?
You're cracking me up.
Kind of like, face. You know, you do know.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about them. It's about your healing. And, you know, if you have to co-parent, maybe I'll do a little rant on that because that's 10 times different. Mm-hmm. You know, but you also don't have any motivation. I lost all motivation to take care of myself. You know, I started losing weight. I started gaining weight when I was with him. I didn't put on makeup, or if I did, it would, like, just be mascara. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just, like, I couldn't wear heels. I wasn't fitting in my clothes. My job was pretty much just to take care of my son and be there for him. That was it. Like, I remember, like, I couldn't even, like, hang out with my friends. I think the whole time we were dating, I hang out with my friends twice.
Yeah, like I couldn't even remember.
It was just crazy.
I think looking back to like, you know, when I was a baby, like I was a perfectionist, and when it came to school, it was very important to me to do well. That was just me. When it hit college, it was very important to me. I was very vocal about like what I wanted, but it was like, oh, are you too busy for me? And then I was pulled. My grades were going down. Like that was not like me. And I actually saw it in my brother's ex-relationship a lot of the time.
The one that gave you crumbled cookies?
Yep. Yes.
For crumbled Christmas cookies. Or something?
That just puts me in a mood. But, like, I noticed with him, like, he would be pulled in so many different directions. Mm-hmm. And it would be like, oh, so, like, are you too busy for me? Or I really want to go here. Like, you're supposed to go here with me. You're my boyfriend. Like, you know, that sort of thing. And, like, you could tell he was just pulled and lying all the time. Like, you know, just be open and honest. I don't care. But, like, does she know that, like, you are in classes too? Like, does she know you're not going to the same college just for her, just to be her, like, subservient? Like, you have a life too. She's not respecting it.
When you start acting different and everyone notices around you, please take a note.
Yes, every single person did. And it was hard as a sister. All I wanted to do was be like, you know what?
Smack your brother and say, get it together.
Yeah, get it together. And also her as well. I just wanted to be like, I mean, she didn't give me the time of day. But she also called me, like, unapproachable and rude, according.
Because she didn't want to approach you, because you would have put her in her place.
Yeah, I mean, she was too afraid from what I had to say. But I don't understand, because we have had interactions, and I don't understand why those assumptions came up. I think because she would know, you know what, people can take heat, and, like, what are you going to do with it, though? Like, you can prove me wrong.
Yeah, and this is going off topic, is
maybe it would have fixed itself.
People always want to be acting tough and, you know, this and that, and then you actually stand up to your bully. 9 times out of 10, they're going to back down.
And you know what? At the end of the day, too, maybe if those changes were made, maybe they would still be together.
Maybe, I mean, usually they don't change. That's the thing, like, about change, is I really don't believe people change in a certain way that they're an opposite person. I think who you are will kind of always be who you are. You can change little things, but again, that takes years and years and years.
It does.
You have to change your mindset. And how many times do you guys hear of people changing their whole life upside down mindset? And if you do, great for you. I don't.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think, like you said, when people start mentioning, like, hey, you've been acting different, or this is not you, and what's the thing that changed in your life? It was the relationship. You know, when not just one person, multiple people.
Yeah.
Take note, like Becca said. Just take note in that because...
And don't hate them for saying that.
Yeah. Your family and your close friends know you for you and they love you for you. But still, they notice things and they talk about things and it's only coming out of love. It really is.
Yeah. And I think also one more point before we close is you're less aware of your surroundings. When you start hanging out with your friends less, texting them less, calling them less, doing less things like going to get a massage and going to the gym and, you just start doing, you feel like your world is just becoming them. That's a problem.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You are not their mother. Now, when you become a mother or a father, then it's not about you no more. It's about your kid. That's just the way it is. But when you start, you feel like things are enclosing around you and you feel like you're not going nowhere, you're not talking to people, that's a really big sign that, you need to step back and be like, what is going on, and make a decision before it's too late.
I agree. Because you want a man or you want a partner that, like, encourages you to go take care of yourself, encourages you to go with your friends, and doesn't make you feel bad if you want to hang out with your friends, like, versus him. Like, no, I mean, not all the time. Like, I get why they would get pissed. But, like, if, like, hey, like, babe, let's go to the movies with, like, Shannon and everyone. And if they're like, no, every single time when you go to bonfires and movies with his friends.
It was always his friends.
It was always his friends. Like,
because my friends were crazy.
Yeah, add it up, guys.
If that's the only word they got is crazy, then that's enough.
Yeah.
Oh, but when you said babe, I love saying the word babe. I'm gonna call you babe. Babe.
We'll just call each other babe, honestly.
I'm going on. I have a date tonight, guys.
That's gonna be exciting. No, like with Liz.
My babe.
So
my best friend made reservations to the Chop House, and I'm gonna go get. Yeah,
it's cute. But stuff like that, you want a partner who's like, go dress up sexy, and go out with your girl.
Watch me meet my man tonight
at the Chop House. But it could happen.
He can chop my butt up. Okay, I gotta stop.
Put that on a shirt. But yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, I always keep saying one more thing, we're getting a little crazy, is they change you, all these things that we've listed, and there might be different ones, everyone's different, but I think the most important thing is they changed you for the better when you get out.
They do.
They really do, because you're not taking nobody's crap no more.
I'm
absolutely not.
Don't take my kindness for weakness, guys. Like, I might be nice to your face, but I could not like you as a person. But I'm still going to keep it respectful, like, because that's who I am.
Yo, and one more. Okay. I'm going to do a rant about this. I love listening to my podcast because I pretend it's not me. Sometimes I'm like,
that's
oh my God, I'm so good. Like, this girl, I was like, wait, hold on, it's me though.
Oh yeah, that's myself.
My bad.
I'm like, wow, am I really saying all this stuff?
Yeah,
that's
like,
cool.
I'm proud of myself that I can actually put this into words. And,
we really hope this helps, guys.
Yeah, I'll do a rant about that.
I'm scared, like, putting this out there and what other people see and everything like that.
Yeah.
So. But I think we're going to end it on this one.
Yep.
Because we got things to do tonight. We both got
Gotta get mine ready for my date.
You're gonna look all cute, and
I'm gonna go put on high thigh boots. Alright, guys, well, this is Becca, and I'm popping.
And this is Bronte, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Peace out.